Our next story is on peace and serenity that is found when you're out on the water. This is the feeling of participants in Holyoke Rows, a program that set out to make the river and rowing accessible to everyone. Steve Kiltonic has our story.
It's late summer, just downstream from the I-91 bridge on the Connecticut River, and there's a flurry of activity. On the water there's boats of all types, giant 8-man racing shells. A doubles crew goes zipping by, and there are those rowing solo. All are racing against the clock. It's the annual Paper City Regatta, which is made possible by what may be one of Holyoke's best-kept secrets, an organization called Holyoke Rows. Stephanie Moore is its founder and local rowing guru. A transplanted New Englander, Stephanie is attracted to the physicality and dual aspect of the sport.
I think there are a lot of people out there who tell you, the wonderful team nature of it and how it's all team, there's no I, and that's simply not true. When there are two boats on the water and you want to be in the first boat, it's all about you to get yourself in that first boat. So there's an individual nature to it, and there's also a team aspect to it.
Stephanie admits to an elite upbringing, attending an elite rowing school, the University of Virginia, and coaching crew at an elite college, Trinity. But in 2000, she wanted to start a program that was the antithesis of elitism, for those who didn't necessarily have all the resources or athletic gifts.
I used to come to Holyoke to the Children's Museum with my own kids a lot, and I would ask friends to go, and they were always like, oh, I'm not going to Holyoke, So right away, Holyoke was the underdog, and I sort of like that.
Stephanie says Holyoke Row's mission is to reach beyond the traditional rowing population and make the river accessible for everyone. It offers youth and adult learn-to-row programs, as well as adaptive rowing programs for people with disabilities. While the adult programs pay the bills to operate the boathouse, Holyoke Rows uses rowing as a vehicle to show urban kids, in particular, the benefits of the outdoors.
So we bring kids down here and we'll show them eagles, because there's an eagle's nest right downstream, and they're like, really? I thought they were all dead.
There are programs from middle and high schools, and best of all, kids' programs are free. More importantly, it teaches life skills like teamwork and leadership. Sister Jean Branshaw started rowing at Holyoke Rows 3 years ago. Today she competes in various regattas in a mixed quad group.
She helped coach our high school team last year and was a huge, huge resource. From everything from tying kids' shoes to helping get boats down to, being a disciplinarian to being a friend.
I think Holyoke Rows is the best kept secret in Holyoke as far as all the activities that are down here, all the people that are down here. It's a community. As far as rowing, for me, it's not just an exercise, though it's a good exercise. For me, there's a real spiritual dimension to it because you're out on the water, it's quiet, it's you, it's the Creator, it's the Spirit that moves me along. I often find myself praying as I'm rowing.
At Holyoke Rows, there are no limitations.
She won this medal at a race in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Our adaptive program is probably the program I'm most proud of and most connected to. And the goal of the program is to recognize that people with disabilities are part of a family. And we will take anyone, for whatever reason, who needs help getting out in the river and give them that support. So we have people with cognitive issues, we have a significant number of brain injured folks, we have some blind rowers, a lot of spinal cord injuries or mobility issues.
Jim Brooks, who has multiple sclerosis, met Stephanie 5 years ago. She urged him to give rowing a try. To prepare for the event, Jim rows 3 to 4 times a week by himself or with his rowing partner, Bo. Physically, he says he's in better shape now than he's ever been. As for his mental state,
I think my self-image may be almost on the par with what it was when I was not a disabled person. It really brought me out of a shell, brought me out of depression, made me feel good about just being a human being again. When you're out in the water, everything goes away. All your pain, all your disability.
Barbara Black has a degenerative retina condition that makes her legally blind. She was also recruited by Stephanie over 10 years ago to row. Now she crews twice a week and sculls once a week in a double. And she even rows solo.
Doing this, I feel sort of competent. I think I've gotten a lot stronger. It just seems like it's a good thing to do. And being out like this summer in a single is pretty bizarre. I mean, the first few times it's just like I can't believe I'm sitting in the river in a boat by myself. This is kind of wild.
Barbara, I'm going to push you off. You're headed out into the river, okay? Good luck with your race.
When she's alone, Barbara communicates through a headset with Stephanie, who is her eyes on the water. The big event for Holyoke Rose is the annual Paper City Regatta. Hundreds of boat enthusiasts make it down to the Connecticut River to launch boats of all types, from adaptive to single kayaks, all the way up to competitive 8-man racing shells. And they have one thing in common, a love for rowing. The Paper City Regatta started 9 years ago.
It's what I'd like to say is the first inclusive regatta, first one I'm aware of, where we both mix adaptive rowers and able-bodied rowers.
Everyone is here for everyone else. It's a whole community event. Different boat clubs from all over the area come, and they all come as their communities. Everybody lends a hand. Everybody just makes it a fun event.
As for the future, Stephanie hopes to build and expand upon the youth, adult, and adaptive programs, as well as reach out to the community through new offerings like the Returning Vets program. And with her ability to attract new rowers, Holyoke Rose will no doubt continue to grow. For Reel to Reel, I'm Steve Kiltonic.
If you want to join or learn more about Holyoke Rose, you can log on to their website at holyokerose.org.